Hi. Happy Friday. It's Bondzee. Here I am. Chrome Dome Bondzee. Gwen, how the hell are you? Good evening, Bondzee, she says. Hope you're doing great. I really am, actually. It's been a wonderful week. It's been a great day. Getting lots done. We'll get into that. We got a big show for you tonight. I got so much to say. If Reggie bails on us again, it's okay. I got us covered. I've got so much content and material. It's going to blow you away. Literally. Welcome to the show. It's Bondzee Live on Trippin With Bondzee on the YouTube channel. Also the Dean Blundell Network. You can catch me there. God bless that guy. We're still live from California, Palm Desert. Supposed to leave today. I was supposed to go to San Diego. Beautiful spot, I heard. Just couldn't get there. There's just we'll get to it in the show. Yeah, but I'm not there. Still in Palm Desert. Not so deserty like anymore, though, which I'm super thankful for because, God damn it, it's fucking hot here for the past 2 months. It really was. And now, not so much. It's beautiful. Actually, it was out this morning. It rained here today for the first time ever. And ever. It's been a hot minute. Just put it that way. It seems like forever. The temperature, I was walking around in a hoodie most of the day today. It was unbelievable. Loved it. A few hours were warm this afternoon, and I even told my buddy Raj across the way there we had to we took a little car drive today, and I said if people back in Canada saw me wearing a hoodie right now in these temperatures, probably lose my Canada card. Probably would, but I haven't lived there in so long, except for one stupid winter last year with the fucking stupid COVID. So yeah, I'm just not used to like. I'm not a Canadian kind of fella anymore with a, I can play golf in a t-shirt when it's 12 degrees out. Those days are long gone. Plus, I'm getting older. My bones are getting more rickety and stuff like that. So it is what it is. And Gwen says, fashionable lady. Yeah, I was ready to go. I've been prepared like most of the day. And then like last minute, a couple of stupid things happened. One of my buddies calling me right in the middle of the show. Should I talk to him in the middle of the show? I can't. Well, sure. Well, let's try this. Bouch, Calaverga, can't you see I'm live? Why don't you go on YouTube? You should be watching my goddamn show instead of calling me while I'm live. Look, I'll show you. Look, we're live. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. That's Boucher. Bouch! I love that guy. I got to let you go. I'm doing a show. Call me later. Love you. That's my boy Bouch, childhood buddy. Love that guy. As crazy as day is long, aren't we all? Thanks for joining, everybody. It's like I said, it's been a great week. It's Bondzee Live on Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube and the Dean Blundell Network. Tonight's special guest, folks. Hopefully he's here. Hopefully he shows up tonight. It's Reggie, part 2, the firefighting years. Bill Cosby, the Bill Cosby. Pill popping in your drink, Bill Cosby. Reggie used to work for him. Used to be his limo driver. It's the craziest thing. He lived at his house. Bill Cosby never did anything silly to Reg. He knew better. I wouldn't fuck with Reg. Wouldn't fuck with Raj either, for that matter. Anyways, Bill Cosby sent Reggie to firefighting college. And Reggie spent 10 years there. And we're going to hear all about it tonight. It's got some crazy stories. Crazy stories. What else? Trippin With Bondzee. www.trippinwithbondzee is live. Go check it out. I had a wonderful, wonderful chat with me manager today, Manager Jason. We will get the merchandise up and running this weekend. Like I said, folks, there's only one of me. And it's been between trying to stay in this country, between trying to apply for this new couple of jobs. Will you stop scratching my leather furniture, bro? This fucking dog, eh? You gonna pay for that? You should see the look I'm getting. He's like, fuck you. I love him though. Stop it. Anyways, merchandise this weekend. We're gonna get it launched. It looks fabulous. There's such great stuff there. There's the website. It looks great too. Thanks to my friend from I met her in Nicaragua. She's not Nicaraguan. Now she lives in Portugal. Big shout out to her to help me get that up and running. And now I'm in charge of it, and it's not easy. These days, there's just not enough hours. But I'm trying to keep up the best I can. It is launched. You can go see all my bondcasts there. All my blogs are there. hours and hours of entertainment, folks, to keep you busy if you're bored. And speaking of the Bondcast, dropped a new one yesterday, by the way. If you missed my interview with James DeFiore when he was on here the first time, where he literally talked to me into shaving my head and going bald, that is the Bondcast with some little extra stuff in there. There it is. My boy Glassy's on it tonight. The Bondcast with James DeFiore. Go check it out. What else? Yeah. Oh, and big shout out to my son, Brad, who was kind enough. I don't think he really had a choice. I already took it without him knowing, and then made the opening and the closing for the Bondcast. We got a new song, and it's his song, and he didn't know I used it. So I did ask permission, though, before I posted it, and he said yes, of course. And it's a great little ditty. All you hear in the opening to the Bondcast is kind of the opening of the song, but it'll just get you. It's a cool little ditty. Go check it out. It's the Bondcast. There's like 17 now. And I can promise you this. Now that I'm in charge, I got rid of the producer who produced the Bondcast, who's different than this drunk, wasted buffoon right now, who golfed all day. Look at him. Can't even see straight. Anyways, I fired the other one because he sucked. That interview with Buddy was 3 weeks ago. Yeah, shocking. I love when he shows me booze all the time. Last show too. Well, it was his birthday. I had to cut him some slack. Anyways, where was I? Oh, the song. It's awesome. Go check it out. The Bondcast. We're at 17 and plenty more to come because now that I'm in charge of it, producing wise and everything, because I have all that extra time, we'll be pumping out like one every 3 days. Okay. I promise. I highly encourage you to also go watch the show through Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube. So manager Jason stops yelling at me, please. And thank you. I know y'all wonderful people like to go and watch through. I canceled the Facebook. It's not running through there tonight. People are probably like, oh my God, Bondzee's not on Facebook. I know it's so weird. And I thank you for everybody for watching through the Dean Blundell Network. I super appreciate it. But listen, Mofo needs to get paid. Dean makes lots of money. Lots. He's doing all right. I need more watchhours so I can start making some bank. Please just go to Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube. Subscribe. Watch the show there. It's real easy. There it is. It's free, too. Shiver me timbers. Been a busy week. Things are getting done on this bus, too. I got 2 new windshields. They look lovely, too. Like, no more cracks. No more big old rock blasters right there. Looks like a sphincter, if you will. Those are gone. I had three big ones. There's my boy. Nacho replacing my windshields on the bus. Also just ordered a brand new motor for the back air conditioner. I'll be here next week, so I can't wait to. Not that I really need it anymore. A little late, Bondzee. Better late than never, they say. And listen, everything's for sale. This bus might be for sale. It might not be, but it's always better if everything works, right? That's what they say. Just did like I don't even know. Why are you calling your fucking weirdo? Shit. What else? Busy week preparing for this new gig I'm trying to apply for. I still got some time. Polishing the old cover letter, the resume, the reel. You need it all. That's got to look the best or you're not going to get the job. And even if I get it, I'm not sure I'm taking it, but it's one of those things that it's just, we need all this stuff done. So we'll see. Me mom would love it. Some friends would love it. Yeah, but we'll see what happens. All right. You know what I did today? Set up an American bank account. I did. Big shout out to my garage across the street. Once again, pulled through, helped me out, drove me over there, set me up with his bank manager. By the way, Bondzee's in love. She's the hottest fucking woman I've ever seen in my entire life of 48 years on the existence of this planet. Raj warned me that she was pretty attractive and all. He didn't tell me I was going to fall in love instantly on the spot. Good Lord. I honestly felt like fucking Captain Creepo today. I couldn't stop staring at her. Thank God she had to look like her computer was on like an angle. So even though I'm burning a fucking laser beam, I stare into her body and her face, everything. Just there wasn't one bad thing about her. She's 10 out of 10, 10, 12 out of 10. Have I been somebody said to me today, Bondzee, manager Jason. He's like, dude, you got to get out more. I was like, no, dude, I'm not even kidding. I know I've been on this bus a long time. I know I'm horny as shit. Okay. Fuck a hole in the tree right about now. But I'm not kidding. She was the most beautiful, and I inside and out too. I'm not a fucking loser, okay? Oh, it's just all about that. No, it's not. But like literally I didn't see her toes, but I'm sure they were pretty in those high heels shoes and legs, the buttocks, everything was just tight and beautiful. Like beautiful. Eyes, hair, nose. God made her perfect. Single too. I wonder if she's interested in some crazy clown who talks into a microphone for a living and lives on a bus. And almost looks like, well, I did look like that before I shaved my head. A little more attractive now, I'd like to think. The ladies tell me so. Anyways, she really was a lovely lady. She helped me get set up. I have a bank account now in America and deposited a plethora of money in there today from the insurance money from the bus. So we're off and running to the races. So anyways, I think I'm going to have a problem with my bank account each and every day, though. I have to go over there and say, excuse me, Kat. Doesn't seem to be working. Oh, Bondzee, it works just fine. Oh, really? I can't get it to work on my end. One of these days, she might just, yeah, that's what I feel like right now. Producer Glassy, he wasted it all. He's on it tonight. Anyways, I want to take a picture. Well, she wasn't looking, so I could show you, but that might be hitting the creepster level pretty heavy. I need to get off this bus soon. Good Lord. Speaking of the bus, can't wait to get it all fixed up. And we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see if this country is going to let me stay or not. And if not, we'll park it, we'll store it, we'll take off for God knows where, and then we'll regroup. Maybe I end up in Hamilton. That's that job I'm applying for. Maybe I'll end up in Kitchener. Maybe I'll end up in Toronto. There's a bunch of shit happening out there that I've thrown my ring in the hat for, so we'll see what happens. All right. What else? Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I almost forgot. That's why I put up the flag tonight. My green screen, the cardboard kind of died on me. Haven't had a chance to get out and replace it. I wanted to put up like a nice Thanksgiving setting tonight, but I didn't get there. Yes, Aaron Brown says the ladies are loving the shaved head Bondzee. They are, and I think... I don't even mean to toot my own horn here or anything, but I'm pretty sure she was checking me out. I think so. When I wasn't looking. Because God knows when she wasn't looking at me, I was like, what's that guy? Superman. Fucking laser beam. Like, I only wish I had his X-ray vision. She was that beautiful. I can't even talk about her enough. She was that gorgeous. And maybe one of these days, if I get to stay here, I might even go ask her out. Who knows? I'm not quite sure I'll have the cojones to do that. It's been a hot minute since Bondzee's asked a lady out on a date. I think we're going on 5 years now. So I'm a little rusty, ladies. So bear with me. I shaved my head. I look way better. But the game, I don't know. It's pretty weak. No, it's not pretty weak. It's embarrassingly weak. I don't even know how to talk to a girl anymore, for Christ's sakes. Like, I'm scared of y'all. You scare me. Y'all beautiful. I love women. I really do, but y'all scare me. Holy shit, do you ever. What else? NHL season's around the corner, folks. Knocking on the door. Tuesday, in fact. NHL starts. Can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. Big pools for everybody this weekend. Reggie just tuned in. He's backstage. Folks, he's here. Woo! I can't wait to talk to that guy. Part 2, story time with Reggie, coming up 2 minutes. Just going to wrap up some stuff here. And my boy's waiting. I can't wait to see him. He hasn't seen me with my fresh new look. We're almost like twins now. Except he's not. So there's that. But we still look handsomely sexy as almost brothers together. I'm telling you, I can't wait to hear what he thinks about my new do. So NHL pools. I'm sure my boys out there, everybody watching, are in abundance of getting into it. Fantasy pools. Go get it. Hope you win. Now, I don't usually do this. In fact, I never do this. Anything to do with the Montreal Canadiens, Habitants, Habs, I don't care. I hate them. But something very important happened yesterday. One of the greatest players to ever play the game, one of the greatest goalies to ever play the game, Carey Price. He turned himself into the it's not a substance abuse program because it can be a mental. He turned himself into the NHL players assistance program. And to do that, it takes cojones because he admitted he had a problem. Now, there's a fucking plethora of players in that league who are a million times worse off and should be in that program to get help. Evander Kane came to mind off the top of my head. That guy's a mess. Anyways, good on Carey Price. I full kudos, bro. Get well soon. He's got a family. He's the nicest NHL player in the world. He is just stand up. There's not a player in the league that doesn't give their support and show their love for that guy. So get well soon, and the league needs you, dude. You're the best goalie in the league. So come back soon, and not only everybody listening, we wish you all the best. Let me fire down to my notes here to get to my guest. All right, without further ado, there he is. What a champion that guy is. I only love him because he plays for Team Canada too, and he makes one of his medals. You know, it's too bad he plays for the shitty Habs. Without further ado, folks, it's part 2. It's my boy. He's here, Reggie.
What's up, bro?
There he is. How are you, man?
Good.
What do you think?
How am I looking, bro? Looking good. I like it.
Thank you. Awesome. I'm glad you like it.
Cool.
It's Raj was the one who shaved it off and stuff, but I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, he told me about it.
I'm loving it. I think it looks good.
It.
It suits me, and yeah, we look a lot the same. Look at that. Listen, welcome back, dude. I know we missed you last week.
Yes.
But you're back, part 2.
Part 2.
So
yes, sir.
Let's take a step back. Well,
sure.
We'll recap for everybody. Maybe they missed it. Wade says hi, by the way. So the part 1, you worked for Bill Cosby. Like, we can't even make this up. You were his limo driver.
Yes, I was.
You drove to the airport, pick him up the airport to Vegas, or you drive his fancy cars. Like, you lived a life. Lived that.
Yes, I did.
And then all of a sudden, walk us through. He asks you what you wanted to be in life, or what was your kind of goal and stuff, and you told him you wanted to be a firefighter.
I did,
and he made that happen. Like, so
he made that happen.
Did you have qualifications to be a firefighter?
Well, when he first brought this up, I didn't. I was freshly out of high school, been out of high school, graduated like I want to say 6 months into me being employed with him. And after I seen him 2 or 3 times at his house, he just sat us down, like I told you last time in part 1, that, wanted to know what my goals was, in life, along with my other partner, Calvin, and he made it happen.
Wow.
Yeah. What I didn't mention in part 1 was in reference to Calvin, he asked Calvin what he wanted. And Calvin was like, I think 6 years older than I was. Okay. And Calvin wanted to have his own detailing business. And Cosby's like, so what is it that you need to do to get your own business? And Calvin said, I just got to, get my business name. I got to get a business license. I got to buy, my truck and all my equipment. Cosby made it happen. Calvin ended up getting his detailing business and had it for 15 years before he passed away.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Cosby is awesome, cool. Bro. He's an awesome guy. He's an awesome guy. Yeah. And I mean, he made things happen. He made things happen not only for me, but for a lot of people that I seen, and even before my time.
Yeah.
He did a lot of things for people, him and his wife, Camille.
It is shitty. I mean, he did go to jail. But, ultimately at the end of the day, like, and people fuck up in life, but, and it's cool that we get to hear the good side of Mr. Cosby. And like you said, out of the horse's mouth, he did so many amazing things for people, and you are included. So he sends you to firefighting college.
Yes.
Were you scared? Like,
no, I was anxious,
all you knew was driving fancy cars for Mr. Cosby.
That's it. I want to be on. Sorry, I want to be on top of a fire truck. So I was excited. I was elated. I was ready to go, and it panned out. It worked out. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So how long is firefighting college?
Well, the academy. When I went through the academy, it was for 6 months, every day. Monday through Friday, all day. Doing classroom work out in the field, dragging a fire hose, hooking up to fire hydrants. Learning all about fires. It was a long, intense type training, but that was something I was looking forward to, because prior to that, I used to be an explorer for the fire department. So I had a little bit of insight what to expect when I went to the academy. So it all panned out. Yeah.
Nice. So you graduate, and then what? Do you get told where you're going to be a firefighter? Do you have options? Did you
Well,
stay local?
you have options, but at the time I was still living in South Central Los Angeles, and I started throwing applications out to different cities and county departments. And I always wanted to be a firefighter in LA City for LA City Fire Department. But at the time I applied, they had a hiring freeze, so they wasn't hiring or even accepting applications at the time. So I just started pushing applications out to other different cities and counties, and ended up getting the firefighting position out in 29 Palms at the Marine base.
Okay, so you start there.
Yes.
And how long did you spend at that place? Did you move around? Did you finally get to go to your ultimate goal?
No, I didn't. I ended up staying there because I ended up,
You did?
enjoying it, liking it, and I didn't want to go through the testing process all over again. So I stayed there. I was there for 9 years before I became before I transitioned into law enforcement.
Right, and we're gonna get to that later at the end, and that'll transition into part 3. So, my friend, you're in.
You're already jumping the gun, bro. I love it.
I'm not jumping the gun. I'm just saying we're leading to that.
Right on.
So you get there, your first day on the job, first
Yes.
call. Do you remember your first call still?
I do remember my first call because what the fire department has in their tradition, the very first call, no matter what it is, you got to buy ice cream for the rest of the crew. So I was already told that the morning of our first day, the first call, dude, you got to buy ice cream for everybody. And mind you, it was like 15 guys in the station, and it was like, man, really? So I was hoping I didn't get a call, but at the same time, I wanted to get a call. So yeah, my first call was I think it was like a vehicle fire. And my first time actually really doing the real thing. So we get there, they give me the hose, tell me to go and, take care of business. And I'm out there, the vehicle is fully engulfed. And I'm out there, dude, just enjoying life, man, living my dream, putting this fire out, inhaling that smoke, saying, man, all this stuff paid off. And it's still in the back of my mind. I'm thinking, had I not met Mr. Cosby, had I not started working with Mr. Cosby, I probably wouldn't be here today. And that was my mind for the whole time that I was a firefighter. This man, got me to my dream and got me to, experience what I always wanted to be as 5 years old. So yeah, it worked out.
Do you ever look back and wonder where you might have ended up had it not been for Mr. Cosby or even working for him?
Oh yeah, man. I either in prison or dead, because I was born and raised in South Central. It was dope. It was, you can either use drugs or you can sell drugs. People breaking in houses, being involved in gangs, all that stuff was there in South Central Los Angeles, which is still there today. It's even worse. But yeah, had I not, followed my mom's footsteps and my brother being my mentor and being the baby of the family, watching my other siblings do things and become people, it all started from home. And I think had I not, listened to my mom, graduated from high school, and met Mr. Cosby during the time frame and the era that I did, I probably, who knows where would I've been, bro? It's hard to say, but probably not where I am today. I guarantee that. So yes,
amazing,
it definitely paid off. Yeah,
good
definitely
for you.
Paid off. Thank you.
It's so awesome to hear, man. So your first call, you get to put out this crazy car fire. So that's cool. So you go back. So you all go back and enjoy your ice cream together, or what?
Oh yeah, I had to go to the store, and I ended up buying like $35-$40 worth of ice cream. We had ice cream for the next like 2 or 3 days, So because the other shift, while we're off duty, the other shift is there, so they eating up my ice cream that I bought for my first call. It was fun. It's all in fun, but that's just a tradition that fire department has.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Brad
cool.
Hopper, who's watching, he's a firefighter, and he said,
"What's up, Brad?"
We have to buy ice cream for the entire crew if we rub fire truck tires on any curbs while driving.
Yes.
Do you guys have any stuff like, or did you when you were a firefighter?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you get to drive the fire truck, Reg?
Oh yeah,
You did?
Yeah, I went through the training. Ended up becoming a certified engineer, and I ended up driving the trucks. I did that. I want to say the last 3 years before I transitioned to become a police officer. I ended up, graduating and going through the training, and it was an engineer for the fire department.
So, is this a silly question? But like, does not every firefighter doesn't get to drive the truck? Like, you guys don't rotate?
No. Well, once you get into that position, you rotate. But prior to that, no, you have to go through training, and it's a lot of math. It's a lot of algebra because you gotta calculate how much PSIs you got to put through a certain amount of hose, how long the hose is, and how much pressure you're going to put through the hose, the size of the diameter. It's a lot of math that's involved. So you have to go through that. You have to go through that training as well. And we're talking about being able to do this stuff in a matter of a couple of minutes when you go to a call, whether it's a vehicle fire, whether it's a structure fire. You got to know, how much pressure a hydrant is giving out. You got to know how much pressure you pushing out, or if you're getting water from another engine company, how much water this engine has. They may have 750 gallons, and depending on how many hoses you have out, that water may only last you for about 3 to 5 minutes, and you got to get to a hydrant to give you, the water that you need. So it's a lot of calculations into it, but it's fun. Once you learn it, it's a piece of cake. But you gotta multitask when you're a firefighter. So many things you got to do. Search and rescue. You got your crew going in with the ladders and the hoses trying to get people out of the house if they're in there. You still got a medical aid you got to take care of if anybody's down. You got to do CPR. It's so many things that's going. You got to multitask, man, in that field.
Wow. So, it may sound like a stupid question, but I've never really been on a scene of a big fire or anything, or really paid attention. But so when a truck pulls up and say there's a big raging house fire,
yes,
the driver of the fire truck, if I'm understanding you correctly, does not leave that fire truck.
No, his fire truck is his domain. I'm relying on
that
engineer. I'm relying on that engineer to get me water to my scene so I can do my job. His job or her job is to stay at that fire engine and do all his or her calculations on the rig to make sure that we're getting the water that we need to take care of our business.
I thought y'all just pulled up and jumped out and hooked up to a hydrant and off you go and put the fire out like on TV.
No, the
Chicago Fire, they make it look so easy.
Yeah. The engineer's job is to get us there, to get us the water we need, and he's supposed to stay at his rig.
So you don't even call him the driver. He's an engineer.
He's an engineer. Yes, that's the title that he has. Yes.
So we got a question from Brad, who's a fellow firefighter.
Sure.
Hey, Reggie, what trucks did you guys run out of your station? We have an aerial and rescue truck.
We had ambulance, we had a squad, and we had a engine, which was the engine was so old. I can't remember the name of it, but we had an engine, and we also had a truck, a snorkel truck. And then at our main station, our station 2, we had a P-19, and I'm pretty sure he knows what a P-19 is because we covered the air base out in 29 Palms. So we had a P-19, and we also had a regular 750 gallon engine as well. So we had 2 rigs out of station number 2. So that's what we ran.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So next question. Did you ever get ranked when you were in the fire department? Or were you just, I know you were an engineer, but firefighter,
my next rank was an engineer. And then you have captain, then you have assistant chief and fire chief. I didn't get that high in the ranks. I just wanted to just be still on the floor, going on fires and stuff. So I just did the engineer thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. A couple of tough questions, or
sure.
Not tough, but so did you in your service tenure? And thank you for that. Did you ever lose a fellow firefighter on your squad, like a tight friend in the 10 years?
Thank God we never did. No, we never lost any firefighters on the job, and fighting fires or anything like that. Of course, we lost some, after they retired and things of that nature, but nothing on the job. We were real fortunate and lucky not to experience anything like that, knock on wood. So I'm glad we never had to go through that kind of stuff. I had friends of mine that was firefighters that lost, fellow firefighters in fires and on the way to calls, and they get in an accident. One of their fellow firefighters pass away. But my station, during the time in the era that I was there, that never happened.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Answer me this: were you a firefighter when 9/11 happened, Reg? Or you weren't?
No,
you weren't there?
I wasn't a firefighter at 9/11. I had just got with the police department.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
So you just left?
Yeah, I was with the sheriff's department during 9/11. When the first plane hit, I was just arriving to work that morning. At that time, I was with San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, and I saw the first plane hit the first tower as I was walking into the station. And that time I was going to work. As a matter of fact, I was working overtime that morning. I was doing some specialized gang detail when that occurred. And that was an experience. That was a sight to see. Yeah.
Did you have some friends from the department and stuff in California go out to New York City and help out at all?
I didn't have any friends that went to New York. I heard a few people, friends of friends that worked for other agencies that went up there to help, but none of the people that I associated with or worked with ever went up that way.
Awesome, but you're all still in the grand scheme of things, and I don't care if you're Canadian, American, Portuguese, it doesn't matter. A firefighter is a firefighter, a paramedic's a paramedic, a cop's a cop. You're all brothers.
Absolutely.
Out there, your frontliners,
brothers and sisters,
and first responders. It must have hurt, eh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a sad thing. Yeah, it was a sad thing. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Crazy, eh?
Yes.
So, do you watch these TV shows? I guess the main one now would be Chicago Fire. Does it do a good? Do you watch it? Have you seen it?
I've seen a couple of the episodes. Some of the stuff, is of course ad lib, but some of the stuff is real. It really depends, on what episode they show, and I'd be like, nah, that's not how things work. That's not true.
Really?
But they try to make it as real as possible. But being in that field or being part of that for 10 years, I know that they should have went to this fire and attacked it this way versus the TV is showing that they're attacking it the opposite way. But I get it, but some of it is really like eye catcher because I've been in that field and I know. But for people that never been involved in have any background in being a firefighter, they'll look at it, they'll think that is real. But some of that stuff is like, nah, that wouldn't happen like that.
Your boy Brad says those shows are pure shit.
Yes.
He also has another question.
Brad is right.
Yeah. He says, can you ask Reggie if he had any issues with arrogant captains, officers? That's problem everywhere.
That's anywhere,
right?
Bro. That's everywhere. Yeah.
Anywhere, any job. Doesn't matter if you work at fucking Walmart or anything, right?
But yes, I had issues with a couple of people I work with. But you know what? I didn't stoop down to their stupidity. I did what I was asked to do because whatever they was asking me to do, it wasn't unethical or moral. It was just, they're up here and they're trying to treat you like peons. But at the same time, I wasn't going to allow that individual to get me in trouble or get me fired. I did what I had to do and did what I was told to do. But yeah, you always have. I had those kind of captains and engineers before I became an engineer. Talking crap or treating you like crap. But
did you have any of them racist in any way and treat you poorly because of the color of your skin?
One guy, I thought he was a captain at the time, and I was a fireman. I thought he was racist, and it really, really made me mad. I ended up going to our union and talking to them about it. And then they ended up talking to him about it. And then after about 6 or 7 months, believe it or not, bro, we became the best friends.
Couldn't believe awesome to hear.
Yeah. So I thought I was having some racial issues, and I want to nip it in the bud real quick. So I went through the right channels, which I believe at the time I did. And after the end of the day, bro, him and I became real good friends.
Do you mind talking about it a little more, if you don't mind me asking? What was it ever intentionally racist, or was it just something you misconstrued, or he might have said that he didn't even realize?
I thought that because he was a Hispanic guy, and I just didn't think he liked blacks. And it was only at the time 3 of us in the whole station, that were minorities, and the rest was Hispanic or white. So I just didn't think that he like blacks, because the other 2 guys that I worked with didn't like him for whatever reason. But I was the rookie guy, so I didn't know anybody at the time. So after I was there for about maybe 7-8 months, then I got to know who this guy was, because I ate with him, I slept with him, we was on the same engine crew together, and he was just an asshole. But then after a while, once I got to know him, and once I went through my ordeal, then he was man enough to come to me and apologize. So I took that, for what it was worth.
Awesome.
And I wasn't holding any grudges, because I wasn't raised that way. So I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. And then to answer your question, maybe I was misconstruing things and was reaching out and not really taking the time to, give him the benefit of the doubt. But it was just the way that he was treating people, the way he was talking to me, the way he was acting. He wouldn't, we'll walk right past each other down the hallway. He wouldn't say good morning or hi. And I was like, man, this guy's he's an a-hole. But you have those all the time. So I didn't let that faze me. It is what it is.
And it also, like, it kind of leads to, we just don't know what's going on in everybody's lives every single day. it sucks that he treated you that way, but it's a happy ending to the story. So at least you're pals now. That's so cool.
Right.
A big listener to the show, a big fan, and she says hi, Tara Graves, and she wants to know: did you many women firefighters when you were around?
Oh yeah,
in the LA area.
oh yeah. I had a lot of female firefighters on my shift. It was like 3 of them on my shift, a couple of them on the other shift. With other agencies that because we all worked in the same community, so other departments that we would go to fires with, I would see females. Some of them was paramedics, some of them was engineers. But yeah, I worked with quite a few females. And my thing is, bro, I don't care if you're a female, as long as you can do the job, as long as you can go through the training that I went through, as long as you can pass it, as long as I can depend on you, you can depend on me. Let's do it.
We're good.
That's my attitude. It's same way I feel in law enforcement. As long as they can go to the academy and they can pass, and they can go out there and not only save my life, but save the other citizen's life that needs help, I'm good. Let's go for it.
Awesome. Ever in a crazy predicament, like in a big fire, and you're trapped in a room, and you're going, "Holy shit, maybe this is it." Anything crazy like that?
You have those. I had a couple of those close calls where the fire's right over our head, and I'm on the ground. And I'm following the fire hose. I'm following the front of the
so you
the
can't
nozzle
see
of the hose.
For shit, right?
You can't see anything. You got to feel your way in. You got to touch the wall to go in. You got to touch the wall to come out. I had some of those hairy moments. Never to the point where I almost died, but it has you thinking for a while. But there again, that's what you go to work for, bro. You go to work to go in and fight fires. You go to work and it may sound weird, coming from a firefighter, but we look forward into getting a fire every day. We look forward and going to a traffic accident and helping people. That's just the way it is.
Isn't it bizarre to crawl through something where you can't see this far in front of your face, and you're following a fire hose, and then all of a sudden you find a body? Like,
yes,
does that give you the heebie-jeebies, dude?
It does. I've been through that experience once in my firefighting career, to where I went in what we call search and rescue. And, you have a crew that's in there with the fire hose, and you have the rescue crew that's going in looking to make sure that nobody's outside the house. Even though neighbors are telling you, or witnesses outside to tell you, hey, nobody else is in there, we still got to go and make sure. And this particular time, my engine crew went inside, and we ended up finding the elderly person inside the house, and we couldn't see in the front of our hands, bro. It's just all feeling. And listening on your radio to the people that's outside talking to you, and they're checking on you like every 15, 20 seconds. And, it's a lot of yelling and screaming, and you're holding your partner, and your partner's holding you, and you're going on the side of the wall. You start in either on the right, or you start in on the left, and you work your way back out. And we ended up finding this elderly gentleman that had collapsed. And the fire actually started because he was smoking a cigarette, and he fell asleep. And we ended up getting him out of the house. We ended up doing CPR. He ended up living. I don't know how long he lived after the fact, but we ended up, getting him out of the house. But yeah, sometimes you have those scary moments, but sometimes you can't think about it. You gotta react. You just gotta do it, bro. Just gotta go for it.
It's so funny you talked about that, smoking and falling asleep. Literally before the show tonight, I had all my prep was done, and I was across sitting with Raj and some of the other people here. And the guy that works here, and him and his lovely wife, we were all telling stories about people falling asleep smoking, and how crazy. I guess maybe he was a firefighter cop, because he had some crazy stories too.
Yes.
And it's just like I said, I had this girlfriend
back
he's a in the day. Chief. She used to fall asleep. Oh, he was? Okay.
Yes,
yeah, I didn't know, because I didn't want to interrupt the stories.
Yeah.
And then I had to bolt back over here, but I didn't know he was in the fire department. Okay, cool.
He's a fire
Makes
chief.
sense now.
Yes.
I had a girlfriend that fell asleep all the time smoking. It fucking pissed me off. So I'd let her fall. I'd watch her when I was there and stuff. Thankfully, she never burnt us to the ground, but and she'd burn her finger, and she'd wake up and she yelled, "Why you fucking wake me up?" So, why the fuck you smoking and falling asleep?
Right?
Fucking yell at me like it's my fault.
Why don't you put it out?
You must see that a lot out there. Is it more common than we would know or hear
it's more
about?
common than what people think. Yeah.
Crazy, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
unfortunately.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what else? The craziest situation you've ever been in as a firefighter? Is it a fire? Is it some? Because we see all these other crazy things that people see you as firefighters and stuff, but you actually attend some crazy shit, like people embedded on fences or stuck in in between walls, or hey, tell me something crazy, dude.
Man,
I made Reggie speechless. Shit, I don't think I've
Yeah.
heard you this quiet before.
I can't think of anything like
Well, your
that
police stories are way
oh,
better. I
got
know that.
I got a lot of those. I got
We
a lot of
got,
those.
I know.
Yeah.
And when I did talk to you and you were here and we actually sat and talked in person and told so many stories over, I think the 3 or 4 days you were here,
Yeah.
you never really did talk much about your firefighting experience, but the police stuff. Good
Yes.
Lord, mister.
So,
okay. So that leads me into this. Oh, before I ask this question, well, maybe I should lead into it. Why the different, why switch after 10 years? You went
why
from,
transition? Well,
yeah.
when I first became a firefighter, I had a couple of friends of mine that was volunteer firefighters. And at the time that I met them, they were also reserves for the sheriff's department. So I used to see them either, when they was doing their volunteer work on fires, or I'll see them, in their cop uniform and cruising around. So I was like, man, that looks pretty cool. So like I said, I went on a couple of ride-alongs, and I was like, oh, this is cool. So all of my friends that I knew, because mind you, I didn't know anybody from the area where I worked. I was from South Central Los Angeles. So all of my friends were 100 miles, west of me. So I befriended a bunch of other people. All the other people that I befriended, they were either doctors, they were attorneys, they were firefighters, or they were cops. So I started hanging around those people when I was off work. So the majority of the folks that I hung around were a lot of cops, a lot of deputies for the sheriff's department. So after hanging out with them, going on some ride-alongs with them, talking to them about law enforcement, it just sparked my interest. So one of the guys said, "Hey, dude, just go to the local college and just take a couple of classes. Even if you don't like it, at least you got some education in law enforcement." I'm like, "Okay, I'll do that." So that's what I did. And one thing led to another. Then that's when I became a volunteer. Started working in the jail. Started working, sit down and with dispatch. Start working, more and more, volunteer hours. And I was like, I think I can do this cop stuff. So that's when I became a reserve. I did that the same time frame. I would say maybe a year after I became a fireman, I became a reserve for the sheriff's department. So I was a firefighter for almost 10 years, and then I was a reserve deputy for the sheriff's department for 9 before I put myself through the academy.
Oh, wow.
And when I put myself through the academy, I was still a firefighter. And then once I graduated, then that's when I transitioned to become a cop.
Damn. So when you're a firefighter, is it like you see on TV? Do you guys all not get along, or are you all pals on the scene and stuff?
No.
It's
not. We don't. It's no drama like that. No. If we have any issues, bro, it's all going to be indoors in the station. It's not going to be out there in the field being unprofessional and the citizens witnessing how we're acting. No, we can't do that kind of stuff. No. You don't see that kind of stuff you see on television. That stuff cool. Is fake. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned something, and I made a mental note because I didn't have a note of it, and now I forget what you. But so I'll just go back to one of my questions was, you're in the fire station, and we see it on TV, y'all making some big ass meals, and you got to eat, obviously.
Yes.
You're halfway through cooking this big meal. And stuff. Say you got like the pasta on the stove, or there's a roast in the oven, and then y'all gotta go to a full fire. So what do you do with the food? You just leave it there?
You turn the fire off, turn the burners off, and you just go.
You gotta go. Wasted when you get like, what if you're gone?
No,
like
you go back, and hopefully it's still good to go, and you just pick up where you left off at. But yeah, you just
turn it off and go.
Turn it off and go, bro.
Wow. I figured as much. I didn't know if there was like a couple of the people that stayed behind and they still took care of it.
If the whole station got to go, everybody got to go. You go. Now, granted, sometimes depending on the fire engine or the engine company that get dispatched, let's say me and my 3 firefighters have to go to a call, then we'll go and the other guys will stay. And if I'm the cook, then one of those guys will step in until I get back. Because every day somebody had to cook.
Yeah.
So
is there somebody you would never let cook? Like, was there, or do you all take turns no matter what?
No, it was times that certain guy, it was his time to cook. We'd be like, nah, bro, we'll figure it out. we'll have bologna sandwiches.
Well, I mean, I like to cook, but was there that clown that would, even if he was good at cooking, he really didn't want to, so he'd cook a shitty meal and be like, and he never had to do it again?
Oh, bro, come on. Yes, we did.
See, I would be the cook guy, but I'd be the one who would always dodge out of dishes. I fucking hate doing dishes.
No, we play cards every night. We have to play. I forget what the name of. I think my other fellow firefighter can probably tell you the name of the card game, but you would play cards, and then I forget the name of the game, bro. I can't think of it. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Brad, do you know he's still watching? Brad, was there a card game you all played for? See who did dishes? Okay, so what else? I wish I could remember what you just said because shit. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
It'll come
to you. It wasn't that important. Yeah.
But anyways, if you're the loser of the game, then because
Yeah.
it was 7 of us or 14 of us, if you're the loser of the game, then the last 2 guys will have to wash and put the dishes away. But at the end of the day, everybody still volunteered and helped, But it was all camaraderie and getting together and being part of a family. It worked out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, I don't want to keep you any longer. You've been gracious enough with your time. I really appreciate you.
Okay, but before you let me go, you asked me a question in part 1 about my sister, the one who got killed.
Because I'm shocked. Oh, okay.
And you had asked me if the guy was still ever got arrested, and if he was in custody. And I told you I'll wait for part 2.
Okay,
remember that question?
Now. Yes, I do now. Sorry, a lot of shows in between.
I know, right? But anyways, my sister, she got murdered in her Hollywood apartment. She knew this knucklehead only for, I want to say 2 weeks. She had met this guy, and during this 2-week ordeal, she found out that he was on parole. She found out that he was dealing in heavy drugs. I mean, he was like the main guy, dope dealer out of San Francisco. But he was in Southern California for a while for whatever reason. She met him somewhere, and she approached him about him, selling drugs, and she didn't want to be around him. He got scared thinking that she was going to turn him in, and he ended up strangling and killing her with her lamp cord around her neck in her Hollywood apartment. And at the time, my brother was a police officer for LAPD, and my sister, she lived in Hollywood. My brother was working out of the Hollywood station. And every day my brother would go and hang out with my sister after he got off work. And this is like when ESPN had first came out, when ESPN had just got known and it was nothing but sports. And my brother, he's a sports fanatic. So when ESPN first came out back in the day, my sister had cable, and she got cable, and my brother used to always go and see fights and all that stuff. And literally, my sister lived about maybe 15 minutes away from my brother's apartment. So this particular evening, when this guy kills my sister, our brother goes to her house, and she's not answering the door. And he's like, well, that's kind of odd. Unbeknownst to the whole family, she was already in the apartment dead. We didn't find out until 3 days later, because Stephanie was the type of person that she would call me, or she would call my brother, or she would call one of my other sisters. We always kept in contact with each other every day. So after the 3rd day, we was like, man, this is just not right. So we ended up going over there with a couple of friends, and we ended up going, because she lived in the 2nd floor upstairs. So we ended up going upstairs with a ladder, looked through the living room window, and saw her deceased in her bedroom. I mean, her living room.
God damn it.
So they ended up catching the guy like maybe a week later, and ended up getting arrested, getting sent to jail, and getting sent back to prison. But he only did, I think, like 7 years, bro.
How is that possible,
I know.
Reggie? That listen, I've never had a family member murdered, thank Christ, but
it's crazy,
brothers.
And you know what? One more note, bro. I know you have to go. When I first started applying to be a cop, and my first agency was San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. True story. I got fingerprinted 4 times because I was born and raised in Los Angeles, never been in trouble, never got in trouble with law enforcement, never was involved in gangs. And the reason that they fingerprinted me, 2 reasons. They want to make sure that they didn't miss anything. And number 2, they thought that I wanted to be a police officer so I could find out where this guy lived who killed my sister.
And go kill his ass.
And I was like, oh, man, are you kidding me? I mean, I went through a bunch of crap just for the process because they thought that, number 1, I was a thug. Number 2, I just want to get into law enforcement so I could have access to things and try to find out who this guy was and where he lived.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
Crazy.
man. And
Crazy.
it's heartbreaking too. And the support's coming in here, but so no, I'm not letting you go. I hope you don't mind if I keep you a little longer. So you just opened a can of whoop ass on me.
I know, my bad.
Fuck, dude. Like, so take me through the emotions of that. Like, some motherfucker killed your sister.
Let me tell you something. My mom was born and raised in Mississippi. My mom used to be a slave back in the day. My mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother. That's the era that my parents and grandparents and great grandparents, experienced. My mother had some wits. And the day that my mom met this guy, my sister Stephanie brought him over to our house. And Stephanie introduced him to me and my other twin sister and my other couple of siblings and my mom. So they stayed for about maybe a half hour. They got ready to leave. So he walks out of the door. And my mom was like, "Hey, Stephanie, before you leave, let me talk to you about something." And she's like, "Yeah, Mama, what's up?" She's like, "It's something about this guy that I don't like." And Stephanie is like, "Well, why do you say that?" Mama said, "When I shook his hand, when he introduced himself, and I shook his hands was just as smooth as a baby's butt." And my mother said the reason, and she said, "You know why?" Stephanie's like, "No." She said, "This man don't have any calluses on his hands. This man haven't done any hard labor ever in his life. He's up to no good, and you need to watch it. You need to leave this man alone." This happened like on a Tuesday, and Stephanie had got killed like that Friday. True story, bro. Just broke my mother's heart, man, when we found out. I can't hear you.
I don't know how. I just got goosebumps from that, and my entire body just ripped with chills. Your mom knew. Your mom knew. I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties here. I can't hear you. Glassy, can you hear me? Oh, I can hear you now. Okay, we're back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I had muted my mic for a second, but then when I came back, I couldn't hear you all of a sudden. But
I was able to hear you.
It's just a terrible thing, dude. Like, I can't believe it. Your mom literally knew, and then many days later, your sister's dead.
Yes.
Did your brother ever have remorse for not kicking in the door that night because he had a premonition?
He did, because he knew something, but he didn't think she was home.
Yeah.
And he had a key to her apartment, but he left it at home. So that's it. Scott works in mysterious ways, dude. And or else he would have went in the house and found her, or maybe we've been able to save her. Who knows? But we didn't know until 3 days later, man, that she was deceased. Yeah.
How old was she, Reg?
Stephanie was 21 when she got killed.
Dude, that's not even fair.
Yeah.
It's not even fair.
Oh, yeah, dude. Crazy shit, bro.
Wow, it's heavy. Wow, I remember you talking about it now, but I didn't. And like I said, there's so many shows in between. And so much that's going on here. That's just, I don't even know what to say. You actually kind of.
It's all good, bro.
Speechless, dude. Which doesn't happen very often. Ask anybody. Ask your wife. She's like, motherfucker, wife, don't shut the fuck up. Speaking of like people that didn't like each other, and I hope one day, I have no problem with your wife, dude. I hope you know that.
I know you don't.
I guess she was here last night. I missed her. I didn't come out last night because
she went for a couple of hours, and I stayed home with our son because we can't bring him out. So I was just chilling, but she said she went by there. She said, I said, "Did you see Greg?" She's like, "No. I guess he was inside his RV. I didn't see him at all." I'm like, "He wasn't over there." She's like, "No, he wasn't there last night."
No, usually I do. I'd say 5 out of 7 days we'll go after about, after dinner, 7:00-ish, and I'll go over as always. But it's only been, I think that was probably the third time that just too busy last night, and I actually didn't go out. And I tried to get out of the bus about 10:30 before I went to bed and finished work. And Tucker, I was like, because we always go for either a quick walk or just he does his business and we go to bed.
Right.
And I was like, come on, Tuck, let's go. And he looked at me and he's like, Nah, bro, I'm good.
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah, so I never left the bus. I
Right.
didn't even know she was over there.
Yeah.
But anyways, sorry I missed her. I would have said
It's all
hello and
good.
been polite. Please tell her I said hi. I have
I
no
will.
qualms with her.
I know you don't,
She's
bro.
a lovely lady. Dude, tonight was awesome. I miss you.
Miss you too, bro.
Stories are incredible. I miss that laugh and that look. Dude, part 3 would be absolutely killer. So now we bounce from the fire department. We get into the police, and I'm not out of line by telling people to tease them for part 3, the police years. You may have shot and maybe injured some people along the way, right?
I've been in 3 shootings in my career. Not proud of them, but those guys put me in that predicament. And it is what it is.
And listen, one of my best friends played hockey with him forever. Wonderful hockey player, wonderful human, police officer, and he was put in a predicament where it was him. Who's an outstanding person and has a job and a family, or some thug who's a piece of shit and has knives in his hand.
Yes.
Motherfucker deserved to die. Sorry, but he did.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll leave it at that. That's our tease. Reggie's been in 3 shootouts, folks, and we're going to hear all about it next show. And the police stories are off the chart. We got other ones. We might even bring Raj in next week, and let's do it.
Let's try to make something happen. And let's work on it.
Definitely. Man, I miss you. I love you.
I
know the people love you too.
Thank you, guys.
Story time with Reggie.
Thanks for watching.
Is never disappointing. Everybody loves you. Gwen, Wade, Brad, the rest. It goes on and on. My producer wanted me to ask you a question, and I put it in the private chat. So I'd be, the case in Florida. What thoughts on that before I let you go? This motherfucker on the run who killed his girlfriend, allegedly.
Dude, this guy, I mean, had it been my department, he'd have went to jail.
He wouldn't be running still.
No, he would have, and she would still be alive. I think that, and I was telling my wife about this, I think that he killed himself or he jumped into the waters and the alligators ate his ass up. I don't think he's still alive. That's my theory. Because I think if he was still in the area, I think they would have found him by now.
So,
I don't think he's alive.
The very close. You don't see him hopping on a boat and just disappearing out into the ocean and stuff. I mean, there's places to go.
I did think about that like the first 3 or 4 days afterwards. But then once they started showing the Everglades where he likes to camp and where he hangs out at, I think once he realized, shit was pretty, close to getting to him, he probably ended his life. I think so. I think he got ate up by the alligators.
And I'm not discounting that fact, but what do you make of the reports that he was spotted and a gentleman talked to him and swears on his kids' lives that he talked to him on the border of North Carolina and Tennessee?
Yes, I saw that video, and it was a still picture of him from the guy's cameras, from his trees. It somewhat resembles, but it was so blurry that you really couldn't make it out. But there again, I started thinking about that as well. I'm like, well, maybe that was him, but what's the odds? So, you have so many variables to work with, and that's one too that you can still look into. But how far have the local law enforcement agencies, got with that picture since this guy called the next day and said, hey, I think I spoke to this guy.
How come Dog the Bounty Hunter hasn't found him? He was hot on the case.
Yeah, right? He knocked on the doors trying to get information from Dad.
That motherfucker just loves a camera and a microphone and a bit of attention. Like, Christ. I'm just going to call myself Dog the Bounty Hunter from now on. I'm going to drive around to the Prevo and look for people that just get some attention.
I have one more. Reggie.
Yes, sir.
Did he die before he used her bank card or after? In your thought, because I was like, he's done now. That's your first step. You're done, right? Because you do detective work.
I think he used the bank card right after he killed her to think about running away and doing whatever he wanted to go do. Right. But then he probably had a change of heart, or probably just decided, it's not worth it, and just offed himself. That's what I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Cool,
interesting. Well, dude, it's been a slice. Thanks for the insight on that, too. It's been a fascinating case, and I almost hope we do find him because it puts closure to it, right, for the families involved. And also, one more quick question.
Sure.
How do you think his parents should be charged or were involved to an extent?
Well, you know what? I don't think that his parents should be charged right now. Let's not jump the gun.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see the evidence that comes out of it. And if any way possible that law enforcement can prove or show that they were involved, by all means, let's take care of business. But right now, let's not jump the gun. Let's get all our evidence and stuff intact. Let's do some more investigation. And the FBI, they're very tedious when it comes to their job and their investigations. Yeah. And if there's anything, trust me, bro, we're going to hear about it. I don't think that we should do anything to the parents yet, because they're the working part of this investigation. So if you close them out and you arrest them for something, you think they're going to talk to us? No,
they're going to go tight.
Exactly. So let them work toward our advantage, meaning law enforcement's advantage, and let's try to see if they can help us as much as possible to try to get their son in custody. And that's what they're trying to do, or that's what they're portraying to do, or that's what they're trying to show us, the public, that they're trying to do. Let's see what comes out of it. Let's not hang them yet. Let's get some evidence in there.
Crazy story, eh? Sad.
Yes,
really.
It is sad.
Well, isn't it even crazier though that when they found Gabby's body in this area, they found a plethora of other bodies out there.
Yes, they did. It's crazy, bro.
So now, is there any remote possibility that this clown was responsible for all those deaths, or do you think that was how does that spot just become hotbed for dumping the bodies?
I know.
Doesn't that seem weird?
Yeah, I'm sure that law enforcement was looking into that as well, bro. Because it's, what's the odds? That's crazy.
Right. And they found not I think like 3 or 4 other bodies, not 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So how does every motherfucking murderer and serial killer know to go up there like, I'm sorry, but I am not part of some underground network where I know to just go, hey, so if I do this, where? Yeah. Oh, that's the spot. Okay, gotcha.
Yes. I don't
crazy,
know, bro. It's crazy. Yes.
This is probably a lot more to come out of this, and maybe by the time we come on for part 3, we'll talk about it a little more. But
yes, sir.
You are the best. I can't thank you enough. Everybody loves you. Part 3 next.
Thanks, everybody.
Week, hopefully, they love the Reggie. I knew this was going to be a beauty. You're a good guy. Love you tons, and I hope I get to see you. I'm still going to be here another little while. So, speaking of FBI, I just got fingerprinted and photographed by immigration last week. Yeah,
right on.
And the FBI does do a background check on my ass to make sure I'm not one of them losers.
They better not call me.
Or never mind you. They better not call your wife.
Call my wife.
But if I can get him out of here now, he was bad mouthing Biden and the whole 9 yards. I heard him.
Get your ass off the radio.
Yeah, shit. Reg, you're the best. And can't wait to have you back on for part 3.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you soon,
bless
man.
You. You take care.
Be safe. Love you.
You too.
Later.
Love you too. Wow. That's my boy Reggie. Is he not? He's just salt of the earth. He really is. But life hasn't been easy for Reggie. I mean, you listen from growing up with all those siblings, single mom who worked 5 jobs, and then he falls in with Bill Cosby, which was ultimately the best thing that ever happened to him. Ironic, isn't it? Because allegedly, some of the people that met Bill Cosby fully went the other way. Not my boy Reggie. That man right there just helped Reggie become the man he is today. Saved him from being a murderer, drug dealer, going to prison, all of the above. Because Reg self-admitted, said that he could have been that guy. He's born and raised South Central LA. Fuck me. I don't want to grow up there. Anyways, goes to firefighting college. Goes on to be a cop. Sister got murdered at 21. The mom knew she just knew. Then he goes on and has been in 3 firefights. You're all about that in part 3. That's my boy Reggie. He's the salt of the earth. I love him. What a great guy. Listen, I got a plethora of stuff to get to, but we're not going to tonight. It's Thanksgiving. It's been an hour and 6 minutes. We'll save it. It's not going anywhere. I'm trying to keep these shows to an hour-ish. And I think that's enough. I think I've entertained you enough. I want you to all go over and watch my boy Wade Holloway. It's Friday Bitch Fest. Go check him out on YouTube. It's Wade Holloway. Go check him out, him and his wife, Doe. everybody's going to jump from here. We're all going to go watch there. I'd be remiss before I said goodbye if I did not congratulate one of my long-running sponsors. I love them to death. They have the greatest goddamn restaurant in Hamilton and surrounding area, as far as I'm concerned, in Ontario. Congratulations on 53 years of service of coughing up the best steaks, seafood, surf and turf, scallops, Caesar salad is to die for. There it is right there, Shakespeare's. It really is one of the greatest restaurants I've ever been. Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Podiano. Mr. Podiano still is there every day when they're open, cooking the steaks in his 70s, giving you the best food you could ever have. But then there's the service. He taught his son and daughter right. Leo, Christina, they'll make your experience the best you've ever had. It's no fucking Montana's, folks, or Kelsey's. Trust me. Shakespeare's Fine Dining. It's the best restaurant you'll ever go to in your goddamn life. That you can count on. Last meal I ever had in Ontario. Tried to send my parents there for my dad's birthday. They got sick. They haven't gone back since, but they're going. Tara Graves, big fan of the show. Co-host at one point for a day. She went. She drove an hour and a half with her family and her boyfriend. She loved it. Her dad laid a huge log there. She'll never let me forget it. Anyways, they'll give you the greatest service. And even if you do lay cable and you can't flush the toilet, they'll take care of you. Congratulations, 53 years in the business, and they're still going strong. Christina's husband, Pete, works there. I just can't say enough good things about them. The service is impeccable. It's impeccable. The atmosphere is impeccable. The food is the best. And do me a favor, go there, check it out. Tell them Bondzee sent you. Might even get a discount. You might get charged more. Who knows? Happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends out there. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for the support. To all my American brethren out there, happy I don't know if you're allowed to say that anymore. I got told the hot lady at the bank today said, it's Columbus weekend or whatever here, long weekend in the US of A. And I guess it's Columbus Day on Monday, but you're not allowed to say Columbus Day. So I don't know what the fuck you call it. So happy long day, weekend to the Americans. Thanks for having me in the country. Hope you let me stay. Love you all too. And wherever the hell else you're from, have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Be safe. Take care of one another. Take care of yourself. Do me a favor. Look in the mirror every day. Tell yourself you love you. Because I have to, and it's hard sometimes, but it'll make you a better person. Massive shout out to Reggie. What a guy. Thanks for watching. Whether you're watching on the Dean Blundell Network, which I'm proud to be a part of, whether you're watching on my YouTube channel, and if you're mad at me because I didn't put the show on Facebook, too fucking bad. Get in line. It's pretty easy to click. It's an icon. So I don't understand why you get so upset because I won't put it on Facebook or jump over and watch it there, but you lazy cunts won't. Some of you. That's okay. It's your loss, not mine. Thanks for watching. And for those who do on the YouTuber, Manager Jason, thanks you too. That's it. That's all. Peace and love. Happy Thanksgiving. I love you.